What does a company like OpenAI actually train its powerful AI models on? It's one of the biggest trade secrets in all of tech. But what if the model itself could just tell us? What if, buried deep inside its own code, were clues to its secret history? Well, today we're putting on our digital detective hats to find out what secrets are hiding in plain sight. All right, let's get into it.
So check this out. It all starts with a really simple test. Researchers asked a powerful OpenAI model to do the most basic thing imaginable. Just repeat a word. The word awa apsara is from the Abkhaz language and it means population. Simple enough, right? But instead of repeating it, the AI shot back alugo, which means people in Malayalam, a language from southern India. Now that's not just a random mistake. That's weird. It's a clue, and it's our first breadcrumb on this trail.
This strange little word belongs to a special class of things called glitch tokens. You can think of them like secret pressure points in the AI's digital brain. When you press one, the model just acts weird. They aren't random at all. They're actually artifacts, little fossils left over from the training process. And for our investigation, these glitches, they're exactly what we're looking for. They're the fingerprints at the crime scene.
So how do you even find these fingerprints? Well, this whole investigation was only possible because OpenAI did something they don't normally do. They released an open weights version of one of their models, called gpt-oss. Now, they still kept the training data a secret, but releasing the model's internal structure, its weights, that's kind of like a bank accidentally leaving the blueprints to their vault on a park bench. It gave researchers the chance to finally look inside.
And the method they used was, honestly, pretty straightforward. First, they got their hands on those model weights, the blueprints. Second, they analyzed the importance of every single one of the 200,000 little word fragments or tokens that the AI knows. And third, they just looked for the weirdos, the words that had a strangely high or low level of importance compared to everything else.
To put it another way, just imagine the AI's entire vocabulary is this massive dictionary, and every single word has its own volume knob. Most words are set to a normal level, a 4 or a 5. But the researchers weren't interested in those. They were hunting for the words that, for whatever reason, were cranked all the way up to 11. Those are the outliers. And when they plotted all that data, the results were just stark. You can see it right here. On one end, you have tokens with really low importance, words the model probably never even saw. In the middle, you have this huge pile of normal, everyday words. But look, way over on the far right, you see this tiny, strange group of high-importance outliers. That's where the secrets are hiding.
At first, the English words they found in that outlier group made total sense. Words like accordingly, code, settings, logic. This pretty clearly suggests the model was heavily fine-tuned on tasks related to programming and reasoning. No big surprises there. But that was not the whole story.
Because that's when the researchers tweaked their search. They filtered out all of those expected, boring English words, and they stumbled onto something completely different, something way more surprising. So this is the crucial point. After they got rid of all the predictable coding and logic terms, the researchers started looking at the non-English outliers, the ones with the volume turned way up. And what they found was, well, it was not what anyone would expect from a state-of-the-art AI model. This is it. This is the discovery. The other super important tokens were this bizarre collection of Chinese phrases all related to online gambling, spam, and adult websites. We're talking phrases like daily good lottery, only find things here, and even the names of several adult content sites. So the question is, why on earth would these specific, kind of sleazy phrases be so important to the inner workings of an advanced AI?
Okay, so finding these weird tokens is one thing, but it could just be an artifact, some random quirk in how the vocabulary was built. The real question is, did the AI actually learn from data that had these phrases in it? To figure that out, the researchers had to go one step further. They had to prove the AI actually remembers.
They used a technique called membership inference. That sounds complicated, but really, it's just the digital version of a detective sliding a photo across the table to a suspect and asking, "Have you seen this before?" They directly asked the AI models about these junk tokens to see if they recognize them, to see if the phrases were, in fact, part of its secret training data.
And here you have it, the AI's confession. Those check marks show that the larger models, GPT-5 and that big 120 billion parameter version, correctly identified what a lot of these tokens mean. They knew that one phrase meant watch explicit videos free. They recognized a specific Chinese nationalist website. This is the smoking gun.
It proves these phrases weren't just in the dictionary, they were in the lesson plan. So where in the world did this data come from? Well, it's impossible to know for sure. But the researchers found a really strong clue. There was a pretty significant statistical correlation, 0.448, between the tokens the AI recognized and how many times those same tokens pop up in files on GitHub. Now that doesn't prove it, but it strongly suggests that part of OpenAI's massive secret dataset might have been scraped from public code repositories, including all the spam and content blocking lists that get uploaded there. So let's just step back for a second. We found junk data from the dregs of the internet, and it's hiding inside a premier AI model. What does this actually mean for AI development, for all this secrecy, and for security? All right, here are the crucial takeaways. First, we have some really strong evidence that OpenAI's models were trained on a dataset that includes spam, gambling promotions, and adult content. Second, it shows that even these open weights models can leak powerful secrets about their own training. That creates all kinds of potential security risks, and most importantly, it gives us this unprecedented, if slightly grubby peek behind the curtain of AI's biggest secret.
And you know what? This isn't an isolated incident. The research uncovered a whole bunch of other glitch tokens. The token CHKRRQ, which is from a programming function, makes older models write these super creepy things about the word terminate. Another token, which is a default username from a Japanese forum, causes the AI to just start hallucinating about baseball. It really seems like the machine is full of these little ghosts, remnants of all the weird and wonderful data it was built from.
Which really brings us to our final lingering question. This whole investigation was only possible because OpenAI released a slightly more transparent model. And it really makes you wonder, if this is the kind of stuff we can find just lying around in the open version, what secrets is still hiding deep inside the closed proprietary models that are powering our world?